Da 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 da. Hello, everybody. I am IndieZilla Jones, and welcome back to another Minecraft Kaijerica update. Now, when we last left off, I had just basically taken an expedition into the jungle and just discovered so many different ancient weapons caches all around the jungle, filled with all kinds of great loot. After that was over, I decided to explore even more of the jungle, and basically, if you could take a look around me with all these waypoints with numbers on them, I found several more weapons caches, and I decided that I could make another episode dedicated to searching them and getting the treasure. But this time, I decided that if I was going to go and be an adventurous archaeologist off in a jungle, I was going to dress for the part. And as you can see, I am all decked out in my Indiana Jones attire, doing my absolute worst Harrison Ford impression, although quite frankly I think an even worse Harrison Ford impression is getting a lightsaber through the midsection, but that's neither here nor there. And as you can see, I am wearing my all-new custom-made fedora, which I spent all of last night making in Armorer's Workshop. And forgive me if it looks kind of like crap, but I actually think that for the purposes of this video, it looks pretty damn good. So, anyways, now that we are basically being all Indiana Jones up in this jungle, we basically gotta have the right kind of Indiana Jones attitude. So as you can see, I've got the attire, I've got the hat, and I've even got the whip. But there's one last thing that we're gonna need in order to pull off this Indiana Jones cosplay. Because as you can probably tell, I'm not wearing my armor anymore. And I left most of my weapons back at camp. Because I want to do this, I want to actually live for the danger. There's one last thing that we're going to need. Let's get to it. First off, we're going to lay down our crafting table here on top. We're going to take some of this iron that we've got. We're going to lay down 6 iron like that. We're going to take some rose red, put it right there in the middle. We're going to surround it with lapis lazuli, and boom. This gives us our British weapons box. Now, personally, I don't know what kind of hand-modeled handgun that Indiana Jones uses. All I know for sure is that it is a revolver. And this is the only place where I can get an actual revolver, a Webley in this case. Now, it should be taking 6 iron and 4 wood, so let's try it. Ah, dang it. I thought that I was able to do this with spruce wood, but it looks like I need oak wood. So, I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to find myself an oak tree, and I'm going to cut it down. I actually think that at this point I'm doing more of a parody of Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford than actually doing Harrison Ford. And just like that, I've got myself a Webley revolver. Now, basically speaking, I've gotten all this iron, and I've gotten all this gunpowder. I'm going to make myself some ammo. And I don't think I'm going to be able to make all that much. Yep, because as you can see, these things only stack up to stacks of 5, God knows why. But I'm fully loaded up and ready to go off into the jungle. At times like this, I really wish that I had shulker boxes in these mods. Right, I've got my tools, I've got my gun. Now we're going to head off into the jungle to see what we can see. Adventure awaits. Da 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 da. The best part about this is that basically, like, having this overworld map is that this allowed me to find things a whole lot easier. And, surprisingly, if I keep following this river, there should be something up this way. Something that I intentionally left unmarked on the map, but I should be able to find it. There it is. It's sitting right there on the water. A legit Minecraft jungle temple. And I love it. I love the fact that I found this thing, like, just sitting there on the water. Hard to believe that if I had kept going a few more feet, would have actually found this. And it looks like I've got company waiting for me inside. Sounds like a good idea. Well, this thing is on the water, so how am I gonna get inside? Really does make me wish that I could program the whip in order to basically, like, swing around. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, really? You want to play with me? Yep. This is exactly what Indy has to do whenever his students need papers graded. Breaking down the doors of his office. An ancient jungle temple guarded by the living dead. This is it. This is where Forrestal cashed in. A friend of yours? A competitor. He was good. He was very, very good. That was an extreme close-up right there. Senor, no one has come out of there alive. Please. Hey, stay out of the light. You must hurry. There is nothing to fear here. That's what scares me. Where's the tripwire? And I still got hit. Ooh, gold. And I'll definitely take this horse armor. And now we come over here. Let's see if I remember this combination. There we go. This time I'm going to leave behind the bones and whatnot. Now, let's make our way through the jungle. I'm pretty sure that I found 2 more temples like that, so we'll have to keep a lookout for them. Night falls pretty quick in the jungle, kid. You don't want to climb down the mountain in the dark, do you? Why don't you stick around, Junior? You know, basically, like, Indiana Jones has been one of my favorite characters since I was a kid. And it's so weird, like, basically, like, well, keeping track of, like, what's been going on with Harrison Ford lately. And Ocelot. Like, I remember a few years ago when he had that plane crash, I was just basically, like, really worried that he was actually gonna die. What I find so ironic is that, well, basically Harrison Ford plays both Han Solo and Indiana Jones. That's not the ironic part. That's actually kind of cool because it's like 2 of the best written characters from my childhood were both played by the same guy. It was really kind of astonishing is that Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park, yeah, Harrison Ford was actually considered to play him originally, but Spielberg basically thought that against that because it's like the audiences would think that he was just going to be exactly like Indiana Jones, so why not just basically make this an Indiana Jones but with dinosaurs movie? So, anyways, what I find ironic is that things over the last 11 years or so, movies that I never expected to happen ended up happening, and my old franchises that I loved as a childhood came back with new sequels that, quite frankly, weren't exactly well received. And in those sequels, basically both these movies star Harrison Ford. I'm pretty sure you guys know that I'm talking about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and The Force Awakens at this point. Too bad the Jovitos don't know you the way I do, Belloc. I'm out of bullets. Oh well. Nobody can take it and dish it out like Indy. Just one punch and that guy falls to pieces. Anyway, as I was saying before I had to basically stop and fight off the hordes of the undead, is the fact that in both of these movies, The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and The Force Awakens, Harrison Ford's character ends up having some kind of child, a son. And literally in both of these cases, the son is horrendously disappointing as a character and for the actor who plays him. I mean, basically speaking, I don't know where Adam Driver comes from. I don't know why so many people are so stoked on him, but I thought that his performance in basically The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi were completely horrendously pathetic. I think that his character is completely and horrendously pathetic. As for Shia LaBeouf in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I actually kind of like Shia LaBeouf. I mean, my only main objection to him is the fact that I knew where he came from. He started out on the Disney Channel playing Louis Stevens in Even Steven, and I'm like thinking, that goofball kid from that Disney Channel sitcom, he's going to be the son of Indiana Jones? And he also basically made it big in the Transformers movies, at least for a while. I think that he does all right in those movies, just not except the movies just aren't really that good, so I like some of them, but definitely not all of them, and the number of bad ones definitely outweighs the number of good ones at this point. Man, I gotta be careful. My hat can be destroyed. Anyways, here's some interesting trivia, though, that I thought was really ironic when it comes to Shia LaBeouf ending up being the son of Indiana Jones. It's something that nobody ever talks about, because I don't think that Shia actually likes it when people bring up Even Stevens and where he came from, how he had to start off by playing a complete goofball in comedy shows. But there was actually one episode of Even Stevens that basically was a parody of Indiana Jones. The thing about it is that, Steven and his friends, they basically... Wait, no, not Steven, Louis. Louis and his friends, they learned that their house was actually owned by a former Chicago mobster, some guy that was big in the sausage business, and he took all of his money and had it and basically converted it into gold and had that gold cast into an enormous golden sausage, which he then buried in some kind of Indiana Jones-esque temple underneath his house, and that's the house where they're living. They accidentally destroy a portion of the drywall in the garage, and that's how they discover the tunnel that leads to the underground portion. So Louis goes down there, basically having an Indiana Jones-esque adventure, and here's the real kicker about that. That episode was all about the tensions between Louis and his father, because Louis is a goofball, his father is overstressed, and it's like, why can't you take life a little bit more seriously? You can't just go around breaking holes in my house like this. You can't just keep doing stupid things like this because it's reckless. You're going to get yourself hurt. But by the end of the episode, they see eye to eye, and the father, I think his name is actually Steve. Yeah, Steve Stevens. He ends up helping Louis recover the golden sausage, and so basically, the climax of the episode, Louis gets the big golden sausage and whatnot. The entire temple underneath the house collapses, and I think that there's during the big escape scene, there's this Indiana Jones moment where basically Steven has to save Louis from falling, and Louis has to let go of the sausage in order to save his own life. So that's what I thought was really ironic, the fact that they did that episode so many years ago, and then so many years later Shia LaBeouf ended up being the son of Indiana Jones. It's far too weird to actually think is real. So anyways, there is our first weapons cache. And it's really dark out. It's been a while since I've played in the jungle at night. I was so happy when I first found this one. Could have swore I saw something there. Right. I am so glad that basically the friggin' chests weren't destroyed by that, because basically, like, if you do, you can in fact, like, chop down the. You can't. Basically, you can use the lumberjack axe to chop down, like, axes, like, chests and whatnot, but it will basically set off a chain reaction that will take out any other chest attached to or adjacent to them. So, let's see what we got. A wooden sword, a pair of skulls. Yep. Ah, damn it. Skull lanterns. Ugh. I think I'm gonna have to leave behind this apple. Leave it behind for the next guy. Just might as well leave up a sign that says Jones was here, and wow, these cauldrons were full. I didn't realize that. Don't even know why I'm bothering to take the cauldron, since I'm probably never going to use them. I hear that cauldrons get used in, like, people's, redstone builds, but I don't see the value in that. I just now realize that without Ghidorah's armor, I won't be able to fly out of here. Blast it. That doesn't mean that I can't teleport. There it is. Now, how am I going to get in there? I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. Man, there's just so many apples lying around, and I just want to take them with me. Let's see what we got. Yes! More iron javelins. Oh crap, I can only carry 3 more. Oh, that's cheating, game. Cheating! Right, that's 2. Apples. Apples all over the place. And I don't get it. Do they just drop from the trees? Like, can you just make an apple farm just by friggin' planting oak trees and just waiting? This is the one thing that I don't like about the jungle, all the rough terrain that you have to climb over. You know, effectively speaking, if Minecraft ever gets around to adding, like, golden staircases, or basically any of the other kind of blocks that you can make using metal or rare precious metal materials, I know that basically what I'm going to be making... the Ark of the Covenant. Though basically that has been on my to-do list in Armor's Workshop. It's just between everything else that I want to do, it just doesn't seem to be feasible. What the heck are those things? You guys saw those things that flashed across my character's body when I got hurt, right? Anybody catch what they were? I'm pretty sure that number 4 is actually close by. Actually, no. Number 3 is. Unless, well, that's either one of the ones I've already been to and basically, deleted the waypoints for, or it could be one that I've missed entirely. Yep, it's most likely one of the ones I've been to before because it's got a big jungle tree already growing inside of it. Or not. Huh, I found an extra one. How about that? Why the heck are these glowstones activated? That's better. Let's see. Skull, glowstone, another drum, more spears. I can't imagine why anyone would need to cache wooden swords. Wooden swords aren't all that valuable. Why hide them? Do like the architecture work down here. How the glowstone is behind these stone walls and whatnot, built into the pillars. This is an incredible find. Man, going into the jungle is such an adventure. Well, and imagine, if I hadn't walked, I would have never come across this. That's basically why I'm doing it the way I am. I'm walking through the jungle like Indiana Jones would instead of teleporting there. Like, consider the waypoints just like markers on a map. Because you know that Indiana Jones, he's always going to have a map. We don't need the diary, Dad. Marcus has the map. There's more to the diary than just the map. I do like the animation of how the bullets are put in, though. Like, all at once. Well, they want you to go for it. Marcus, you did it! And the museum gets the Ark when we're finished, right? Yes, I negotiated. It's all been taken care of. You believe it, Marcus? The Ark of the Covenant. It's what we all got into archaeology for in the first place. Yes, it's never been anything like it. Nothing ever comes close. And it's something that has me worried, Indiana. What? Well, for thousands of years, man has been searching for the lost Ark. It's not something to be taken lightly. It's like nothing you've gone after before. Men? Marcus, you know I don't believe in all that superstitious hokum and whatnot. I'm going after the find of a century, and you're talking about the boogeyman. Besides, you know what a cautious fellow I am. Maybe if I do ever get around to building the Ark of the Covenant and give it, like, chest-like properties, I'll put some stone tablets in there and a whole bunch of sand. Sixteen 16 anvils and 16 cauldrons. That means that so far I have basically done 8 of these things. 8 from one jungle. And I've got like four left that I know of. Who knows what else I could find just by going around like this. You think she'll still be with him? Marion's the least of your worries. Hello, Marion. Indiana Jones. Somehow I knew one day you'd come breezing back through my door. Something made it inevitable. I always knew. What are you doing here? I need one of the pieces your father collected. I learned to hate you in the last 10 years. I didn't mean to hurt you. I was a child. I was in love. You knew what you were doing. Yeah, I know now. This is my place. Now get out. Where's Abner? Where is Abner? Abner's dead. Marion, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're sorry. I'm sorry. Abner's sorry for dragging me all over the world looking for his junk. I need one of the pieces that he collected. It's a bronze medallion with a hole off center with a crystal. You know the one I mean? Yeah, maybe. But it's not going to come cheap, you know. Really sorry about what happened, Marion. Do you have any idea what you did to me, what you did to my life? I can only say sorry so many times. Well, then say it again and mean it. It's a worthless bronze medallion, Marion. Are you going to give it to me or not? Maybe. I don't know where it is. Well, maybe you could find out. It's important, Marion. Trust me. I can give... I can give you 2,000. I can give you 2,000 for it. Well, that'll get me back, but not in style. I can get you another 3,000 when we get back to the States. Marion, this is important. Trust me. You know the piece I'm talking about? Yep, there's another one. There's another jungle temple right there. I knew it was close by. I knew that basically I would be able to pull this off without marking the temples. Come back tomorrow. Why? Because I said so, that's why. See you tomorrow, Indiana Jones. Hello? Hello? See, this is where the tripwire is supposed to be. A saddle. Right, now. Worthless. Right, let's get going. Kinda makes me wish that horses spawned in the jungle. I mean, it's easy to lose a horse in the jungle, but since I got a saddle... Yeah, you see? This is one of the reasons why I'm glad that I don't have a horse. Because you run into things like this. But at least I know that I'm getting close. Because this number 4 is actually very special. You see, number 4 is actually the first set of these little monuments that the weapons caches that I found, and there's something very special about them, as you can see. There are actually 2 in the same vicinity. There's number 4 here, and another one over in that direction. And I intentionally left it unmarked because I thought it would be redundant. So let's see. This is number 4, which is actually number 5 since we found that extra one. And in total, we've found 8 of these things so far. Knock, knock. More skulls and more obsidians. That means the obsidian can no longer be used as an accurate count of how many we've done. I'm just glad that when you break open a cauldron, there's no water that runs. Those people are trying to kill us. I know, Dad! It's a new experience for me. Happens to me all the time. Right, so that's 4. Now we go get that one. I am so glad that these things spawn so frequently in the jungle, because I was really disappointed to realize that the academies no longer spawn in this version of the game. And it's like, the academies are really cool looking. I wanted to explore them. I wanted to see what they had inside. I wanted to basically, because it's one of the few times where you can actually get ancient stone. So, anyways, let's see what we got here. Uh-oh. I think I'll just lay that down for now. In fact, if you're filled up on one of them, why not just basically, like, give yourself the extra space, you know? Really hope that I can come across a diamond javelin. Seriously, where are they? If you guys are wondering why the javelins are so important, the javelins were basically intended for you to use on the bigger dinosaurs like the T-Rex, because the T-Rex is basically supposed to be arrow-proof. So, ooh, record disc, fossil. I already have like several of these, but why leave it behind? I never set a marker up there. Damn, I thought that was closer. Ah, finally. Seal that up, grab my chest, and let's get going. Now, let me just check the immediate area just to make sure that there's no regular jungle temples that are supposed to be around here. An emerald. That's different. Man, this is a great way to get gold. You know what I'm kind of surprised in? The fact that I'm going through this entire jungle and King Kong isn't here. Because he does spawn in jungles. Right, so let's disable this waypoint. It's going to be quite a long walk. I would walk 500 blocks and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 blocks to fall down at your door. Looks like we'll be able to move through some easy and open country. A part of me thinks that that's a bad idea. Say what you want about the jungle, at least with all the leaves around, it kind of prevents the creeps from spawning. That guy just spawned in right in front of me. Ow. Am I hit? How bad is it? Ow. Well, for God's sake, Jones, where doesn't it hurt? He then points to his elbow. Here. You're not the same man that I knew 10 years ago. It's not the years, hon. It's the mileage. Ah, two of them. Gotta get up in a tree. Still got the hat. Wait a second. Well, the lights are on. Odds are this is one that I've already been into. But hell, shelter is a shelter. This I haven't been in this one yet. So that basically, I'm pretty sure this makes a total of 10. You know what they say, an apple a day. Wooden, gold. Is it already daylight? Still, it's no good going out there until the storm clears. A lot of apples. Yeah, how you like those apples? You see, this is why we walk through the jungle. Yep, zombies. I hate these guys. It's just so surprising that it takes 6 bullets to drop a zombie. Man, I never would have found that. Especially since I found most of these by traveling through the air. I kept thinking that basically, like, the way that they spawn in, they have to be seen from the air. But most of the ones I missed have been completely covered in foliage. I had it, Marcus. I had it in my hand. What happened? Yes. Belloc? You want to hear about it? No. I'm sure that everything that you do falls within the museum guidelines of handling rare and valuable and protecting rare and valuable antiquities. I can get it from him, Marcus. There's only one place that he can sell it, Marrakesh. I need $2,000. There's some government businessmen here to see you, Indiana. There's something very important. And what is it that I want to see them for? Mr. Marcus, Dr. Jones, Professor of Archaeology, and how does one describe it? Obtainer of rare antiquities. That's usually how you can describe it. What can I do for you today, gentlemen? The funny thing is, I was half tempted to actually make myself a machete. Son of a bitch. I'm pretty sure that this is the entrance. This has to be the entrance. It's completely submerged. It's completely buried, Marcus. I knew that the Nazis would hire you, Sala. You're the best digger in all of Egypt. They hire strong backs and they pay only pennies for them. It's as if the pharaohs have returned. They have not... When did they discover the map room? They made the calculations this morning. They have not one brain among them. Not one. Except for maybe one. He's a clever fellow. A French archaeologist. What's his name? They call him Baloche. Belloc. But yeah, you guys see? I found another one, and holy crap, I actually should have seen this one. I mean... Ah, crap, how do I get out of here? Oh well. Let me just make a new waypoint here. Yeah, I should have seen this one. I could have easily spotted it. Oh well. I do love that scene where basically like Sala tells Indy about Belloc being the archaeologist that's leading the Nazi expedition to find the Ark. Especially because like originally, like the way that with Sala's accent, I thought that basically like he said that they call him the Lush, as in like what you basically are when you're an alcoholic, and that actually I think would suit Belloc. So Belloc, and that basically that's how Indy would identify him for being an alcoholic. Indy, something troubles me. What? The Ark. It's not something that man was meant, if it is that at Tanis, that it was not something that men was meant to be disturbed. Men have killed for it. Death has always surrounded it. Everybody's always trying to warn Indy that things aren't probably going to go the way he expects them to. I just like the fact that I actually had to dig in order to get in here. Because Grant's like me. He's a digger. I have got 64 blocks of gold. Son of a... Cannot believe that I stumbled across this one. After stumbling across the other one over there, I was wondering if I was gonna run into any more of them. And to think that basically, like, had it not been for that ravine, I never would have come this way. I had to climb over the ravine in order to get here. This is why I do videos like this. It's one thing to basically have a charted destination where you know where you're going, but the journey to get there can yield plenty of surprises. Dun 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 dun. Man, I had no idea that so much of the forest cut through like this. But I'm going to continue following the jungle because following the jungle can yield rewards. This is, after all, a jungle adventure. Man, it's going to be a long walk to the final one. And I haven't even found the third jungle temple yet. It's probably lava over there. Yep. Man, so far I've been swinging from tree to tree so much in the jungle that I'm not so much Indiana Jones as much as I am Tarzan. How have these leaves not burned away yet? Uh-oh. That was a very Indiana Jones moment right there. Running from away from a bunch of jungle-dwelling natives shooting arrows and spears at you by jumping into a river off of a huge friggin' cliff. Nice try, Lao She. Where'd you come from? Oh, because I stopped to admire this apple. There it is. Half of it's gone. Man, when I first found all these places, I had no idea that it'd be quite an adventure just getting to them. Was originally planning to just warp to them, but I didn't want this episode to be too short. Now I'm worried that this episode's going to be too long. Kinda wish I could see what's in that upper sliver of jungle, because I'm pretty sure that... there's probably nothing up there. Well, this is the absolute edge of the jungle, and I didn't find anything. Now it's time to head back on in. Only 1,700 blocks to go. Crossing through the desert in order to get out of the rain, and the fact that basically, like, based on the curvature and from what I can see, I'm really not missing anything by going through it. But I am keeping the jungle close in sight. I'm out of bullets. Oh, no, I'm not. He's not aggro anymore. Ugh, I'm gonna catch my death out here. You know, on the topic of, like, Indiana Jones, a lot of people basically gave a lot of flack for Crystal Skull, but in a lot of ways, I don't find it to be all that bad. I don't find it to be all that different from from most of the other Indiana Jones movies to begin with. Why did people get so bent out of shape out of it? Because, well, it's the only movie where Indiana Jones ends up tracking down a bunch of aliens, and it's like, well, that's cool, and that's not necessarily like what you would associate with Indiana Jones. But the thing about it is that, like, a lot of people claim that he should be going after more historical-based things. Well, I mean, the things that he found in the previous movies weren't historical. They were mythical. So why can't you basically treat, like, him finding aliens as mythical as well? I mean, doesn't... Like, I don't care if you disagree with it. I completely disagree with the notion of Christianity, but I still enjoy it when Indy goes and finds the Ark of the Covenant or the Holy Grail. I don't need to get bent out of shape just because he basically, like, is finding things that I don't believe in. I thought that the movie was fun. It really was, and it really was a return to that same kind of style of movie that, quite frankly, had been lost after so friggin' long. And I'm crossing past a savannah. Shout out to my new baby niece, Savannah. For a second, I was hoping that was some kind of structure. I literally was gonna walk right past this. And I was basically like thinking I might as well turn around because I could basically end up finding more weapons caches. But looks like I already found this one. No. What? I don't even know how many this makes. Let's see, 7, 10. This must be 11 and 12. Man, I am absolutely rich. I'm the richest archaeologist in America. Which is more than what can be said in The Last Crusade, where it turns out that basically his adventurous and carefree lifestyle of traveling all over the world, going to far-off lands, and protecting valuable antiquities, it's actually not exactly all that glamorous, because his office is literally in the college boiler room, which also basically acts as a storage room. You would think that a professor that brings so much renown to your university would get better treatment than that. Anyway, better make sure to make a waypoint. Right. So that means I've found a total of 15 of these weapon caches in this jungle alone. So far, at least. And that's my total for stone javelins. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Man, this episode has been a lot more lucrative than even I thought that it was going to be. We've got ocelots around here. They've been hunting chickens. Whoa. And that's why I brought this. Heh, bird in a tree. I suddenly remembered my Charlemagne. May my armies be the rocks and the trees, and the birds in the sky. Handy. You know, I just wonder. Little decoration. A golden sword. It's junk, and I would ordinarily leave it behind, but I kind of want to take it because I found it here. I mean, it's a bit more... I can understand why you would basically cache that instead of a wooden one. Then again, I was kind of hoping to find some scarab gems in doing all this. Let's go back to that waypoint. And just to make sure I'm not leaving anything behind. Man, how did I not see these things? Flying overhead. Maybe it was because of all that stone that's over there on the shores of the savannah. It tricked me. Just making sure one last one's over. Dr. Jones, we're all vulnerable to vicious rumors. I seem to recall that in Honduras you were accused of being a grave robber rather than an archaeologist. The local newspapers greatly exaggerated the story. And wasn't it the Sultan of Madagascar who threatened to cut your head off if you ever returned? And it wasn't my head. Then your hands, perhaps. It wasn't my hands, it was my misunderstanding. Exactly what we have here, Dr. Jones. It's probably one of my favorite moments from Temple of Doom. Because that movie kind of shows that Indy isn't exactly the guy that we thought he was in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Hell, he does become that guy, but he's not quite there yet, because Temple of Doom happens before Raiders, so he still has some personal issues to work out. And that's why I think that Temple of Doom is underrated, because That movie is all about Indy confronting his own darkness and coming out clean on the other side. He ends up becoming a better human being because of his experiences in the Temple of Doom. Looks like we're gonna have to follow the river. Water sleeps until the great snake. These aren't drawings, they're directions. Give me a map. Great snake is obviously the Amazon. So I mean sleep. Now sleep. What water sleeps? Oh no, my hat. Next time, I'm going to do something a bit smarter than basically crafting the hat into a leather cap. I thought that the leather would be fitting, but it was a very, very bad idea. Dr. Jones, Jones, wake up now. Dr. Jones, Jones. I always like checking out ravines, because I always think that if I look down in a ravine, there's going to be something really cool down there to find. You know, it makes me curious, like, with that one temple that I found that was practically buried, how many more of them could possibly be underground? Wait a second. Yeah, I came through this way. Yeah, this is where I first had to stop and make bullets. But I wanted to do this by the numbers, so... And hey, it worked out for me. And I can see it. It's coming into view. And the sun is coming up. This is it. It's going to be a shame for all this to come to an end. We found it. Well, that was exciting. A little bit disappointing that it's actually kind of over after all this time. But who knows? The edge of the jungle is just in that direction. Wonder if I should just keep exploring, see what I can find. If I can find anything, that is. Well, I think it seems fitting that my journey takes me all the way back around here, back to where it all began. So, anyways, let's see. Based on the total, let's see, 2 anvils per. That means basically we went to 17 different weapons caches in this entire jungle, all on our own. And that's basically including I think I found 4 in the last episode, and then, no, 3 in the last episode, right? 3, and the 7 that I found in this episode, that's a total of 10, and all the extra ones that I found, so, let's see, 12. That was 12, so additional 5. Yeah, that adds up to 17, so that is absolutely incredible. I have made quite a haul in basically all of this. So many cool things that I found here in this jungle. And I kind of wish that I could find more, because I'm pretty sure that there's still one more jungle temple out there that I haven't found yet, but basically, I feel like this has gone on long enough. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a comment on the comment section below. Show like and share with your friends. You want to keep up to date with more Minecraft Kaijerica updates coming your way in the future, in the hopes of seeing more of me, Indyzilla Jones, coming at you in the future. Then be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. And remember, most archaeological work is done in the field. You want to be a good archaeologist, you gotta get out of the library. And remember, it's not about the treasure that you find. It's about the adventure you had in trying to get that treasure. I will see you guys in the next video. Later.